I think the airport is very, very important to economic development. Victor Byrd, that's the chairman of the Oklahoma Aeronautics Commission, one of his favorite sayings is that industry doesn't come to town on a Greyhound bus, and that's very true. The people that have the resources to establish a business are probably going to be traveling by aircraft, and it's very important that we accommodate those people.
Clear vision, a prerequisite for pilots, can be very useful in other ways, such as the development of a long-term master business plan that serves the common good. That exact kind of vision is presently at work at the Ada Municipal Airport, and a peek into the future looks promising indeed.
When I looked at the plans the other day, I was really excited about what the potential will be for this airport for the next 25 or 30 years.
I think we've probably got one of the oldest terminal buildings in the state, and it's from the 1940s, I suppose, early 50s maybe, but it's been maintained well, but it's just outdated, and aside from that, it's in the runway safety zone, and so it's slated to be removed at some point in time.
We've had this particular facility since 1950, 62 years now. And it's been a great facility, it's been a good building, it's served us well, but now it's time to look forward, and the plans I saw were just truly amazing.
Several sets of sharp eyes are now focused on the Ada Municipal Airport, which is ready to reinvent itself in the name of commerce and economic development. What was originally built as a modest military airstrip during World War II is now considered one of Oklahoma's finest regional airports, with considerable new development waiting in the wings.
It's exciting. We have all of the key infrastructure in place. We have the right runway length. We have all the approaches that gets any jet in and out of here that needs to. We have all of the land that really anybody that wanted to come to Ada, there would not be an obstruction to keep them from doing that.
The beauty with Ada is that there is so much real estate that's available for development, and it's really an economic development gem here, and particularly with the primary runway, the crosswind runway, that there's a wealth of opportunity here for the future.
The City of Ada has contracted with Delta Airport Consultants to help formulate a master plan for growth at the airport. Delta has been very successful in helping airports of all sizes renew, grow, and redefine themselves in the face of increased economic competition. According to Delta, Ada is ripe for expansion.
We have an incredible opportunity at our airport. We have approximately 700 acres, and for the first time in our history, we have an economic base to drive and support continued growth and development. So what Delta is helping the city with is to develop a plan to handle that growth.
The development opportunity here is great. There are a number of airports of similar size that would love to have the jet activity that you have here, the base tenants that are already existing here. So there's much opportunity for growth here in the future.
We're in serious need of some additional hangar space. I think our hangars are totally rented up, and so that kind of stops our growth.
Ada is a town of 17,000 people, and we have a little over a 6,000-foot runway, and there's a lot of airports across our state that would love to have one jet. And Ada is very fortunate in that we have 5 based jet aircraft, which helps the businesses here at the airport. They buy fuel and have services, and just they're an integral key part to creating and sustaining economic development here in Ada at our airport.
The Ada Municipal Airport Master Plan is currently underway, with input from the Ada Airport Commission, City Council and staff, the Federal Aviation Administration, and the Oklahoma Aeronautics Commission. The 20-year plan includes a new terminal building and other infrastructure designed to accommodate as well as facilitate heavier air traffic at the airport.
And it's been probably 15 years since we've had an updated master plan, so it's time to look at it again. You know, economic conditions change, and fortunately, we've had a lot of changes on the field, good changes, so it's time to look at it again.
The FAA, the State Aeronautics Commission, work hand in hand with the Airport Commission to work through the project. And then at the end of the development, then it's determined whether or not there's a follow-on work such as an environmental assessment required or anything before you go into specific design elements of the proposed development plan.
Ada has just recently developed and the council approved a new land lease that allows general aviation tenants as well as businesses to build and own their own hangar. And because of this new land lease, it's allowing Ada and the airport to realize more money or revenue for the lease of that land, and also allowing the businesses and the owners to own their own hangars. It's important to realize and remember that the airport is just one part of an overall economic development goal. This airport allows businesses to entertain coming to Ada. By the infrastructure we have in place, we're able to have a lot of the businesses we have here today, the Chickasaw Nation, Solo or Dart, Legal Shield. Those are just a couple of the big businesses that utilize this airport every day.
Naturally, an expanded and better developed airport would be a big plus for Ada's aviation community. However, the master plan does include some exciting features that would also appeal to non-flying residents.
The new terminal building that is being planned currently, we are looking at opportunities to add in public viewing areas, possibly even a restaurant, or courtyard areas, things like that. All of those types of things are being explored for ultimate development of the area.
Having an upgraded facility with a new terminal building with perhaps an adjacent hangar next to that will do nothing more but to raise the awareness of the community, especially if they build a conference room like they hope they will do. A lot of it depends on funding and how the plans turn out to be. But if they build a large conference room, we could certainly host a lot of different community events here.
One of the neat things about airports is I can recall as a little kid just loving to come out and watch airplanes take off and land. And one of the things that we're going to be looking at in this planning effort is the ability to do just that. Some sort of courtyard concept where you could come out and eat a cheeseburger and watch planes take off and land.
In these plans, in these provisional drawings that we saw, there is an expansion opportunity for, say, a restaurant, a business opportunity for someone in town. That would be a real plus. We've got 50 or 60 people here that work. We have the flying public, plus people could easily drive. We're only 2 miles from downtown, so someone could easily drive out here to have lunch, and that would only just increase our traffic flow. Back in the, quote, the good old days of general aviation, planes would fly in from Dallas just to eat at Bob's Barbecue, because flying somewhere and going to eat has always been a fun thing to do. In fact, there's the proverbial $100 hamburger. Now it's about $200, but where you spend $200 worth of gasoline just to go buy a hamburger somewhere.
I know Enid has a very successful restaurant on the field and very, very busy at noon, and something like that would be good. I hope that you've been able to attend our Ada Air Expo that we put on every year, and that's, activities like that bring people out, and we use that to kind of showcase the airport.
Every time we have someone out here, the little kids will show up and they always want to see an airplane take off or land, and they're really excited, especially when a jet will take off and land and make a lot of noise and go fast.
Not only will an expanded airport lift the local economy, it will also provide the community with an exciting new facility of which it can be proud.
The airport, to a lot of people, is the front door to the city. I mean, we've talked for years about having 4-lane access to the city, and we're almost there, but not quite. So we don't have 4-lane access, but we've got good all-weather access to the airport. And plus, we've had unprecedented growth on the field with jobs. The GAMI and Tornado Alley Turbo people they have about 60 employees down there now, and we've got a fixed base operator that probably has a half a dozen employees, and it's has a pretty good impact on the local economy.
When we're considering economic development, that a potential business owner that wants to relocate to Ada, that they get off the airplane and they need to, in their mind, recognize and think, hey, this city has this together. They have a plan, it's prepared, I know where I'm going to be located, I know how I'm going to get from A to B, and let's face it, there's a lot of communities and cities out there that are competing for those people. And so it's important for us that they take away from this experience that we have our act together and we have a plan and we can physically locate them and take care of their needs. A mile street inside your city limits will take you a mile. But this mile of pavement out here at the Ada Airport will take you anywhere in the world.